Meet my bro, Ronnie. If you ask Ronnie what supplements he takes, he'll gladly go down the list. Ask him why he takes them and he'll likely have some sort of reasoning for each one. Ask Ronnie what his macros are, how much protein he's eating, or whether or not his program enforces the principle of progressive overload, and watch his face exude confusion. The fact is, no matter how many pills or powders you're taking, unless your training and nutrition are in order, you'll never achieve the best results possible. If, however, you're eating enough calories, consuming adequate protein, and you're progressively getting stronger in the gym, then there are a handful of supplements that will help you achieve your muscle building goals. In this video, I want to share the top 3 supplements for muscle growth that actually work. Not only is each one cost effective and safe to consume, but they're backed by science and proven to help you build more muscle in one way or another. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 1. Protein powder. The best protein powders have a few qualities. For one, they contain all amino acids with a high concentration of branched chain amino acids like leucine. Also, they have a high protein to carb and fat ratio. Another quality of a good protein powder is a high absorption rate and anabolic response from consuming it. And lastly, they are not amino spiked with cheap, ineffective amino acids that do nothing more than boost the reported protein content. Now that you understand what we're looking for, let's break down the types of protein powders that fit this description. Whey protein. Whey protein is the watery part of milk that is separated when creating cheese. Out of all the types of protein powder available, whey protein digests the fastest. It also contains all the important muscle building branched chain amino acids like leucine. Leucine is like the trigger for muscle growth. You need at least 3 grams in a single meal for that meal to stimulate muscle growth. If the protein source is a complete protein, so it has the full spectrum of amino acids, then muscle protein synthesis is even higher. Muscle protein synthesis, or MPS, is the fancy name for muscle building. MPS occurs in 2 scenarios. Number 1, when you eat enough protein in a single meal, usually around 20 to 40 grams, and number 2, after lifting weights. That said, it would make sense to consume whey protein upon waking since you haven't stimulated muscle protein synthesis in a prolonged period of time. Also, when you do consume whey protein after resistance training, the muscle building response is greater than at any other time. Thus, whey protein is also useful after a workout when your muscles are practically begging for protein for repair. So, those are a couple of times when having a whey protein shake is extra convenient. In the mornings when you wake up or right after a workout. When shopping for whey protein, you'll typically find whey protein concentrate or whey protein isolate. Although both are completely fine, whey isolate is created to have less carbs and fat but more protein per serving. Since isolate is higher quality, it may cost slightly more. Casein protein. Casein is like whey in that it comes from milk. The difference is that it digests much slower. Where whey protein will give you a large, rapid spike in muscle protein synthesis, casein will give a smaller spike, but the rise of muscle protein synthesis will be sustained over several hours. This makes casein slightly worse post-workout, but great right before bed or any other time of the day if it helps you meet your protein goals. If you don't want casein, you can have another slow digesting source of protein before bed like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Egg protein. Egg protein is not as common as the other 2 forms of protein powder, but it's quite effective. Egg protein is extracted from egg whites, so it's high in protein but low in carbs and fat. It also boasts a very high biological value, meaning that we can digest and use more of the protein. After learning about protein powder and the different types of protein, which do I recommend? Well, the truth is that none of these are required. Protein powder is a convenient source of protein that may help you hit your protein target for the day. So, if you struggle to consistently hit your daily protein target, or you're just tired of having to warm up chicken breast when pressed for time, grab a quick protein shake. Personally, I recommend whey protein. It's affordable, tastes good, and gets the job done. Number 2, creatine monohydrate. Creatine is one of the most studied supplements on the market. It's safe, it's natural, and it's effective. Simply put, it's the single best muscle building supplement you can take. Creatine is already in our muscle cells and helps us generate energy. It essentially helps create ATP, our main energy molecule in our muscles. This is especially useful for short bursts of anaerobic activity like lifting weights. Studies show that creatine helps to build more muscle, increases strength, improves power output, aids in recovery, and is completely safe. In fact, one study compared lifting weights and taking creatine to lifting weights without taking creatine and taking creatine without lifting weights. The group that took creatine and lifted weights gained significantly more muscle than the groups that only did one or the other. Besides increasing muscle mass, it skyrockets your strength even on stubborn movements like the bench press. One study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research compared lifting weights and taking creatine to lifting weights alone without creatine supplementation. The group taking creatine was able to lift 20% more weight, while the non-creatine group experienced only about half the results. Although we can get more creatine from meat, the amount we actually get after the food is cooked and consumed is very little. In order to actually saturate your muscles to get the benefits, you'll need to supplement with about 5 grams of creatine per day. And before you give in to all the misinformation, creatine does not need to be cycled. Taking 5 grams per day is more than enough to maintain saturation in your muscles. It does, however, take a couple of weeks to saturate your muscles before you can experience the benefits. If you want to speed this process up, you can load creatine by taking 20 grams daily for 5 to 7 days. Because the effects are cumulative, creatine can be taken at any time of the day, so long as you're taking it daily. If you want to get slightly better absorption, take your 5 grams of creatine post-workout with carbs and protein. Number 3, caffeine. Caffeine is the most effective pre-workout supplement on the planet. It also happens to be the cheapest. Not only does caffeine help boost muscle and strength, it aids in fat loss, enhances cognition, and improves mood. First, let's discuss the performance benefits. Plenty of studies support that caffeine has ergogenic effects, meaning it boosts performance in the gym. And if that wasn't enough of a reason to use caffeine, consider this. Caffeine is thermogenic. When you consume enough, your metabolism increases and fat burning is enhanced. Not to mention, caffeine has been shown to blunt hunger and help prevent overeating. Research also shows that caffeine improves your alertness and focus, which will result in better workouts. If you do decide to supplement with caffeine for its ergogenic effects, I recommend taking 200 to 400 milligrams of caffeine before your hardest workouts. But because you can develop a tolerance, taking this much caffeine daily is not advised. Instead, save your pre-workout caffeine for the days where you really need it. And now, a couple of honorable mentions. Citrulline malate. Citrulline malate helps you form nitric oxide in your blood so you can improve blood flow for performance and recovery, as well as get huge pumps. It even boosts work capacity with less fatigue so you can lift more weight for longer periods of time. To supplement with citrulline malate, take 6,000 milligrams pre-workout. And last but not least, beta-alanine. Beta-alanine helps you improve muscle endurance so you can do more reps, which means more gains. Beta-alanine converts to carnosine to prevent acidic buildup, thus reducing fatigue and helping you lift more. For best results, supplement with 2,000 milligrams of beta-alanine daily. So there you have it, my top 3 supplements for muscle growth plus a couple of honorable mentions. Just remember, supplements are just that, supplements to a well-designed workout and nutrition plan. They can't replace putting in the work, but they can most definitely help you optimize your program and give you a bit of an edge. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below as it'll truly help out the channel. Also, if your training and nutrition are in order and you're looking for a bit of an edge, be sure to check out my science-based supplement line. Each product was created using scientifically proven ingredients, all clinically dosed and guaranteed to produce results. If you want to check those out, head over to musclemonsters.com/supplements or click the link in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.